What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the Comeback Couples Podcast. I'm your host, Mark Jennison, with
Kendra Jennison.
And I'm going to say it again like last week. We need Ryan to make that thing so we can do it one and all so you can edit it and cut it in there.
I kind of like doing it every time.
Do you? Why don't you practice real quick?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to today's episode of the Comeback Couples Podcast. I'm your host, Kendra Jennison, with my amazing husband,
Mark the Shark.
See?
So here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to vote and tell me who's better, her or me. Just kidding. I don't want you guys to do any of that shit. Today's topic, we're going to talk about
success.
So this came from this morning. I don't know what I was doing. I was bitching about something.
You weren't bitching. You were venting.
What was I venting about?
You were venting about how extremely hard you work, which is fantastic. Everybody knows that. Everybody who knows you personally knows that how hard you work. And you were just venting about how you don't feel like you necessarily live successfully. Even though you are very successful in your business, you don't feel like you live that way. And it kind of causes some frustrations inside of you. And then I said, well, I think that success is in the eyes of the beholder because depends on which way you're looking at it. Maybe money-wise, there's money success, there's like marriage success, there's family success, there's happiness success, you know what I mean? So there's like so many different avenues of, well, what do you mean? Like, what is success is not just one thing, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Sure. So that's actually what I want to talk about today, right? Like literally what is success to us? Why do people get caught up thinking they're chasing success? This false narrative that maybe they think it should look one way when it looks the other, because myself included, sometimes I feel the same way. Let me tell you guys where this came from.
Yep.
Actually, you called it, we have success. We have hillbilly success. That's what you said.
It's our success, that's for sure.
Right? We have hillbilly success. That could be a great title for this, hillbilly success, right? And the truth is, right, like I still pretty much probably the same guy I was. No matter how much money you make, I'm always going to be the same guy at the core. But the conversation that we were having today was, or where it was spawned from, was like, fuck, dude, I woke up, did my morning routine, spent time with Phoenix, got him to school, came back, you take the girls to school, open up my email, and there's a message from my CPA. It's like, oh yeah, well, we're just going to need another $65,000 or $85,000 or, like $100,000 for taxes. And I'm like, well, fuck, we weren't supposed to have that, but just wake up and there's another $100,000 gone, right? What's called another $100,000. And it's like, on top of that, we're closing on the house, and fucking, I did a deal, just walked away from some other deals. And I'm like, fuck, dude, when does it end?
Sure.
And they're not little numbers anymore.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking back, like, and this is, I think, where success and the vision, cascading the future and creating the life you want comes into place, because I don't know what it's supposed to look like at every level that we get to.
Yep.
Like I really don't know what it looks like. I don't have a dad. My dad's not successful. My mom's not successful. My friends are successful, right? But they don't always share where they're at, and we're not always in a conversation. We're like, yeah, this is our fucking loss today. But when you get in these conversations, you talk about how hard life is or success is, the journey. Then when I really take a step back, I'm like, man, but it's actually not really that hard.
Sure. If
we want to be real about it. But so you hit with that, right? And I'm looking at everything, and I'm like, fuck, dude, I just want to breathe. I just want more. I don't feel more. And then I'm in the room talking to you. And I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm not successful. Like I sleep with these 2 blankets right here.
Right. Like
these little blankets that I was like, I'm still the kid. Last night, I was going to tell you, hey, I'm going to go to bed in my pants tonight.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
My pants and my shirt. I'm tired. I had to go get Phoenix from the basketball game at 10:30 or whatever. And I'm just like, I'm kind of tired. And I was explaining to you, I'm like, man, I always feel the most comfortable sleeping on a couch in my jeans or pants and my regular shirt.
Sure.
Yet at the same time, I get up every day to chase this massive dream, this massive goal that nobody can see but me. And I don't spend any money at the end of the day, but it's like I'm fucking still writing checks. I'm chasing something, and I want it, and I'm like, I can see it, but I never really feel like I have it.
Right. Then I did explain to you, or as we're just talking and reflecting and just venting towards each other, because you do, being such a like highly driven male, where just more, it doesn't matter what it is. Like every day you're like, how can I achieve the next level no matter what it is? And so I think that you sometimes do get caught in this whirlwind of it's just I'm never gonna feel successful. I truly believe that no matter what goal you hit, because we have Mark and I, we sit it down at the end of the day and we're like, okay, this is like our end play, and you're like, then I'll feel really good.
If I get there, then I'll feel this way.
Right. And I just always tell you, I'm like, I just don't think you're built that way. I think you'll get there and you'll be like, damn it, I should have done more. I could have done more. And so I do believe that is a very, like a lot of men, women too, just that high achieving individual, like I just want more. But what's really important for me to kind of bring you back down to like the reality of what you really do have and where you are at is you are so successful. And like I said in the beginning of this, it does not just look one way. It doesn't feel one way. And I truly believe that a lot of the lessons, I'll say they're lessons that keep showing up in your life or in our life, they're going to keep presenting themselves and they're going to keep presenting themselves. Like you just constantly feel like you're being hit and hit and hit. And you're like, God damn it, I can't catch a break. I truly believe that's because you keep a lot of people and you keep handling it in the same way. And like you've taught many people, nothing changes if nothing changes. So it's a really good time to like sit back and be like, okay, this is how I was handling it before. Maybe I should handle it this way now. And what I've noticed since you've made massive changes in IAMACOMEBACK for the better, and it's so amazing seeing it, is that when you finally decided to flip that, even though it was kind of scary and you're kind of like, fuck, I'm changing things again. When you did flip it and you did change it.
We didn't just change it. I literally I resurrected it from death. You
resurrected it. Great word. And it worked out for the better, right? So that can be in its own way success, right? And I know a lot of highly driven entrepreneurial men love to measure success by money. It makes sense. It's quantifiable. It's measurable. I see that. I get that. But when I was talking to you and I'm having the conversation about success and we like to joke and maybe it is part of reality because we do live on a farm and we do have hillbilly success, right? But being able to reflect and say, our kids are all American kids. They're so freaking amazing and they're kind and they're athletic and they're smart and you do have an amazing relationship with your wife. There's nothing that you and I can't do. That's success. You have an amazing relationship with yourself. Like the man 5 years ago compared to the man now, I'm like, holy shit, the growth in that is massive success. You know, of course the business in itself, massive success. There's just so many little things that is easy to look past or maybe to not recognize or to not give the attention that it deserves because as an entrepreneurial man, it's so easy just to focus on like business and numbers and money. And I think I do that really well for you in terms of like kind of bringing you back, like I said, bringing you back into our reality of, hey, remember when we said, who are we? What do we want? Why do we want this? This is our success. This is what we wanted. This is who we are. This is why we wanted it. Mm-hmm. Right. And so it's just, and I understand the frustrations any man trying to run a business goes through. I mean, I try to understand. I never know personally because I don't do it.
Sure.
But just learning and watching from you, it is frustrating and you do hold a lot of pressure on yourself, but to take a step back and you can be like, damn it, you know what? This is success. This is what I wanted. And unlocking the new levels of you as you go further and further and up, but never losing sight of, damn, this is the shit. I am still successful. This is really working. Yeah. I'm really working.
There's like those memes out there that say that like you used to pray for the success, you know, I don't even know.
Yeah. Like, you used to pray for the success you have now or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Some stuff you used to pray and work for, then you have it and you don't, it's not that you don't take it for granted because I don't take anything for granted, but here's what I know. And like, I'm glad you said that because I am driven.
So driven.
The divine discontentment that I have every single day.
And I truly believe that you will always have that no matter what numbers or whatever measurable, quantifiable numbers that you have in your head, it will never be enough.
See, I think it's interesting you keep going to the numbers because yes, the numbers matter because that's how you keep score, but it's the feeling.
Yeah, sure. And even still the feeling that you're chasing.
I'm after, right? Like, yeah. I think it should feel a certain way.
Yes. Yeah, good point.
But the truth is like, because I know what it's like to feel, I saw my bank account literally go to below like $1 million fucking gone. And I've seen it in the negatives plenty of times, not millions of times, plenty of times. And I've seen it in 7 figures
Yep.
multiple times, right? Like, so that variance right there, here, there's an extreme difference in the way that I feel.
Yeah.
So I often wonder in my mind, like, what would happen from, and I will get there, right? What's it feel like from negative $1 million to 0? I remember what it was like to get back to 0, how good that felt after I lost that, to then being 7, but then to be at 8 figures or 9 figures.
Yep.
Yet I think at the same time, there's one thing that's never changed, which is probably the real root of my success, is that I've worked just as hard at negative as I have at 7 figures.
Yeah.
So what does that do to you? What does that do to the relationship? Not the relationship, but to the household, when I'm always walking around and like not feeling like the success.
Successful.
Like, yeah, I mean,
Sure.
I mean, I'll be honest. Like, we can take some pictures of our house, right? Like, there's this one nail in my kitchen floor that rips all my socks.
On the hardwood
I
floor?
walk around with socks with fucking holes in them. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Why don't I could have a maid. I could have whatever the fuck I want. Yet here I am. Like, I choose. And I think that's a very important thing, is I choose, and we choose an immense amount of financial discipline
Sure.
because of the success that we want. But to go back to that question I answered, how, this Apple Watch just never stops. I'm going to have to throw it
That
away.
was a bad idea for you to put that on.
What does it do at home to you when I walk around feeling that way?
Truthfully, I don't take it personally. I don't ever like sit back at the end of the day and I'm just like, oh my God, he's never happy. It's not enough. I just don't have that.
It's not that I'm not happy. I'm always happy.
And I think I know that of you. And I think that's maybe why I don't take it. I just know who you are and how you operate as an individual. And so it doesn't really do anything like to frustrate me or to make me feel bad. It does put me in a place of, and I feel like I already practiced like immense gratitude, but I feel like it puts me in another place where I can operate in more immense gratitude, because, and then, and reflect that back to you in a lot of ways, because it is such a give and take balance of, you know, I want more and I want more and I want more. And I'm like, great. I love that. We're going to have it. We're going to get there. But right now, don't lose sight on how successful you really, really are right now. You know? And so just kind of, like I said, bringing you in on that. And then you can sit back and you can be like, all right, you know what? You're right. Thank you. I needed that. But I still want to go here, and I'm going to let you go there, and I'm going to help you get there, and I'm going to support you in any way I can to get there. But like, damn, you're really successful right now. In not just one way, in multiple different ways, you know?
How many different areas of success do you think there are? Like, that you could list off? Because I think somebody listening, and I mean, especially we get emails and text messages from women who are like, you know, my husband or my man he's just creeping up to that 6 figures, and he's busting his ass, and we want to get to the next level. Like, what is the next? Maybe share some of your journey, because when I first met you, like, the truth is this: like, I'd already bounced back from 0. Yeah. Right. I wasn't at 0, but I was like not broke anymore. When I met you, when I married you, I only had $125,000 in my bank.
Sure.
Right. And like, but if we back up 2 years before, because I'd paid back so much back shit and invested into the company, invested into myself, and every dollar I was making was going to previous failures, previous mistakes, and to invest into me becoming who I am today. Yeah. So yeah, 6 figures in a bank account was pretty good. We had no debt, right? But we were getting married. But the woman that I met, when you didn't even think about success, right? Like, you wouldn't even buy, you wore these crusty ass old blue shoes.
I wish I had those shoes still. I love those shoes.
I know you did, but like, they're literally gross. But
I could run really fast.
Yeah. But you would wear these shoes, right? Or not, fuck the shoes. You didn't even want to spend $20 of my money.
Sure.
And the change that you went through, because no one ever really told you that, hey, we're going to be successful. Not that you can be successful. Mm-hmm. Like, those are two different conversations. It's one thing for someone to tell you, like, we could tell our kids they're going to be successful. You can tell people that, or like tell them it's possible, but to tell them, yo, here's where we're going with clear conviction. Like, you didn't even know it was possible, but you believed. Talk about the different levels of success we've been able to achieve and how that's made you feel along the way.
Yeah, so there's obviously been massive, massive growth from Kendra 6 years ago to the Kendra now. massive growth in my mentality viewed around money, in my mentality viewed around lifestyle, health and fitness, raising children. So much of that has been expanded for the better, and I'm forever grateful for that. But I think what's really important is that I always thought that I was successful.
That's interesting.
And no matter which way,
because maybe you were.
In the way that I showed up for myself, and the way that I showed up as a mom, and the way that I, maybe except for if I was to break it into categories, which I think that's
what I'm trying to get.
I think there's thousands of different areas of where you can be successful, right? So I felt in like self-love, I felt extremely successful and confident in myself, which is probably why you laugh at my blue shoes. But I was like, shit, they might be ugly, but I like them and I don't care. Like, that's success in a way, right? Me raising my kids in the way that I was happy and felt great, and that's success, I feel like financially, which is a really huge part of success. I don't want, there's going to be somebody who's like happy with nothing. That's great if that's success to you. However, in this bucket for us, our financial success is a lot greater than that. It's very big, and I have no doubt we're going to hit that. But old Kendra, I didn't even think about money like that. And I'm forever grateful that you had shown me and helped me flip my mindset on viewing so many different things. You're not spending money, you're investing it. This is what you're getting in return. And just little things like that. I was like, holy shit, he's right. So I'm forever grateful for that. And of course, my health and fitness, me always taking care of my body and trying to remain fit was another portion of success. I'm even more successful in that area now just because I am fortunate to have the time and dedication to put towards it in our relationship, for both of us. What we wanted in a relationship, that's another area of success where we just wanted to both feel like our most authentic, validated self with somebody, and to laugh and to have fun and to be fruitful in sex and just so many different things. We have that. That's another area of success. So
you said there was millions of areas of success. I think there's 4.
I think there's so many different areas. Like somebody today is going to put on tie their shoe and they're going to be like, wow, this is a great bow. That's success. I don't know. There's just so many different ways to look at it.
So in my life, in my operating system, the way that I look at, there's 4 areas: faith, finances, family, and fitness. Sure. Right. And inside of the faith, there's a bunch of different categories inside of there, but these are the buckets that they fit in.
Absolutely.
So this is some like tactical, tangible shit that people could take away from this call. Before I get into that, I was thinking about, I'll get back to that in a second, but you didn't think about money, and then I made you think about money, or I really made you.
You really helped me understand money.
Understand money. And what's interesting, I just wanted to put this little sidebar for people that are actually focused on this and they don't want to talk about it, because people are like, one thing I hear is guys are like, man, I don't have friends I could talk about the money because none of my friends get it or whatever. I remember, and I was labeled, and maybe you heard this, maybe you didn't, but like, he's so fucking money hungry. Right? He's all about money. He's all about money.
Broke people love to say he's all about money.
But here's the thing. The people that talked shit about me, he's all about money, were the motherfuckers with their hands out asking for money all the time.
First person they come to is Mark Jennison.
Right. Or like the conniving back talking, oh, he's such a piece of shit. He just cares about money. He doesn't care about anything else, blah, blah, fucking blah. And then they're like, oh, I need this car. I need this help. I need this. So I want people to understand that, like, if you are focused on cash, right, which you should, because without cash, or at least investments and money flow, then a lot of people are going to look down on you, or I shouldn't say down on you. They can't even look down on you because you're ahead of them, right? People
are going to look down on you if you're broke. People are going to look down on you if you're wealthy. You might as well be fucking wealthy.
Yeah, I guess people are just going to talk shit, period. But my point is that for those people out there that have this desire, no matter where they're at, whether they're higher than me, because a lot of people higher than me. I think of a guy that, billionaire, that's like, yeah, I have no friends, on the jet to Cabo. We won't say his name, but like, dude's a billionaire, and he's like, yeah, I just don't have anyone to talk to. Well, I'll talk to you, bro. I mean, I'm only worth fucking 8 figures, but you're anyways, here's my point. The people are going to talk shit will not be able to, they won't be able to look down on you, and they'll never be able to look up at you because they can't even go where you're going. Sure. So do you anyways. Now back to the categories of success and what you call hillbilly success. I believe that we've been deeply connected and rooted into creating 4 areas of our success. Mm-hmm. I also don't think the balance is real. I think balance is bullshit. So I think an abundance inside of these 4 areas. So in my faith specifically, I think I'm very, very, very I'm very rich. I'm very successful here. I have a massive walk conversations with gods from my journey, the experiences, the way that I can
Yourself.
feel like myself. Like there's all these different things inside there. Like I believe I'm living on purpose 100% of the time, no matter what. Even when shit's not working, I'm doing what I was called to do. So I'm always ultra like successful in that area. In the finances area, that's the one that no matter what is never really good enough.
For you personally.
It's never good enough for me. It creates this divine discontentment, and it comes and it's driven from a place of wanting to do more for my family. It's never for me. Right?
Yeah.
I some days don't even spend money.
Yeah, that's literally so
I'll go days without spending money.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the business spends money, but me, like, I don't even use our debit card. I just fucking take my lunch. I'll be carrying my Aldi bag, right? Hillbilly success. I'll be carrying my Aldi bag through town, and I'll make fucking 70,000 in a day, and I didn't spend it. Like, it's not that I'm frugal. I'm just focused in where I'm going. But that's never good enough. And it comes from a place of knowing this, that without the resources to create, without having the resources to create the movement and the impact that I want, I will never truly feel successful. So back to like this feeling. And then when you know that you're like, literally for me personally, I'm trying to create this feeling, yet I'm living like a fucking, getting that hole on my sock that I'm like, dude, what are you doing? It creates this confusion even more in real life. In my family, I would say I'm successful to a degree in the family that I created to keep. I would say that I'm not successful in
extended family. Yeah. I meant like our five.
My clique.
When I was talking about us, like success in family, I was talking about.
I would say you're more successful in your family area. Like if we're looking this thing in those 4 areas and you're putting a scale, right? I would say I'm probably,
But honestly, like I said, once again, success is in the eyes of the beholder, because I think now you could say that you're more successful, even though that part of maybe those part of your family are not in your life anymore. I call that massive success.
Yeah, absolutely. But there's still things inside of me that's like,
sure.
Why was I not wanted? Right.
Sure.
Things like that. Anyways. And then there's the fitness side of it, which is another one for me that's always up and down. Right. I can be getting fucking ripped, shredded shape, or I'll just eat all the cookies. Right. Like last night I had some cookies. That's why I'm doing a fast right now. I tried Josiah's. We got Doc Orange in here for you guys. You guys don't know him. He's a friend of mine. He's up here doing his in-house with us. But Josiah said on our call yesterday that you could eat some cookies as long as you fast, or you could have some calories. So I had some calories, and turns out I actually was like 3 pounds lighter today.
This always happens.
I'm not even gonna, like, literally was 3 pounds lighter today. I'm like, fuck, this works. Turns out I didn't even fast. I don't know what happened. But anyways, back to the area of success. It is in the eye of the beholders. And we'll wrap this thing up here in a couple minutes, but I wanted to ask you, what does I won't even use the word retirement. What does our end success look like to you? If you could paint a picture for people either watching or listening. Our end
success to us looks like somebody's already probably living it right now, because it is so simple. Off-grid, nearly off-grid.
I don't know if off-grid is going to work with my burrito shop, but...
Well, listen, my home is going to be off-grid, nearly off-grid. I will have very limited, even more limited technology than I mess with right now, just enough so my kids can get a hold of me and my mom and my sister and you, of course. Free surfing. Financially, the money is a very big deal. Although I'm going to be living off grid, and I'm going to have my own fruitful trees, and I'm just going to be fishing for food and just living, like I said, off grid. The financial portion, success, is still a massive big deal, because there are certain things that I need my children to be taken care of. I need to know that if for whatever fucking reason anything ever goes down financially, I have the freedom to do whatever the fuck I want. It's a really big deal. I'm healthy. We're both healthy. We're just in love and running crazy naked anywhere we want and surfing, and just literally it's just freedom. It's almost the opposite of what we do right now, which is grind, work hard, be extremely disciplined in everything that we do. And once we have hit this,
it's the interesting thing, and I know what it looks like.
Once you say, which maybe never, once Mark says, all right, we've made it.
So basically your success looks like me saying, okay, I'm done.
My ultimate success is having your freedom, like me to to pick you. Literally anytime I could be like, hey, we're going here, we're going to be gone. Your freedom, and you can say, okay. And you don't have to worry about a call. You don't have to worry about clients. You don't have to worry about a phone working. You don't have to worry about a computer being connected. You don't have to worry about anything other than me and you hiking or whatever we're doing for the day. To me, that is like the ultimate success. Coming back at the end of the day, just being together.
And see, what I wanted to have you do that exercise in front of the people or who are listening is because it's not a money thing. We could do that right now. All those things can be done. It's an accomplishment thing.
It's an accomplishment thing for sure.
I haven't achieved enough yet. I haven't made my mark on society the way that I want to make my mark on society, and therefore I still have more work to go and to do, which is where that divine discontentment comes from. Not from the fact that I had to wake up and spend another $100,000 today. I can make fucking money shining shoes.
Yep.
It's not about the money. It's about feeling like I fucking won.
Yep.
So we can call it hillbilly success. I think it's just
our authentic way we want to live. You and I do a really great job of not comparing, to some degree sometimes, of not comparing what our success looks like and how other people choose to live. Because we have an immense amount of successful friends who live completely different than we do. You and I are just so good with who we are and what we want and where we're going that we don't always get caught up in the game of, well, shit, maybe we should be doing this, or maybe this is what success should look like, or maybe fuck that. Do you, stay the course, be true to yourself, know exactly what you want and how you're going to get it, and hopefully then you will feel like you've made enough impact, and then you can also be extremely free and you can go live off grid naked with your wife if you wish.
I don't know about, I might get arrested if I run around naked.
No, you won't, because I'm going to have I got many acres where you could just roam. That's my plan, just so you know.
You ruined my joke. My joke was going to be I will get arrested for possession of a small wiener.
There's something wrong with it,
man. All right, that's it for today's episode of the Comeback Couples Podcast. I'm your host, Mark, with my beautiful wife, Kendra, and
see you later.
We'll see you guys next week.